who is joining us via Zoom, and he's an environment and health expert. Isaiah Boy. Isaiah, I would like to see beyond your head alone.
Good evening.
Yes, I think that's much better. Good afternoon.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Yes.
All right.
Good afternoon.
Let me be fair to say good afternoon this evening.
Our listeners.
Now,
Good afternoon.
you've heard part of a story of 4 people going into a sockaway pit and none of them coming out alive. It's a very sad tale. But let's look at the protocols that were missed in terms of safety of conducting their business. Where did they get it wrong?
Yeah, thank you. This unfortunate incident is really very tragic and very pitiable. In terms of evacuation of sewage, what they did is so crude and so bad, so dangerous. It is only in the early time that such incidents, such practice of physical evacuation of sewage is tolerated. 20th century, that practice has been discountenanced with. What?
I'm listening to you. Hello, Isaiah. I'm listening to you. I just hope we can get that connection sorted out, because I still am wondering how you would find someone in a pit, and rather than call others, you want to rescue him all alone. Hello, Isaiah.
Yes, the network seems to be challenging.
Sorry about that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. So please go ahead.
All right. What I'm saying is that that practice is of the early age. It's no longer obtainable in the 20th century. For someone to physically jump into the pit, the septic tank, for the purposes of evacuating the sewage is unheard of in this present time. There are a lot of septic tank and sewage disposal system that you use truck to suck and transport the sewage to appropriate sites. I wonder why, even if they succeeded in bringing the sewage from the pit, where would they pour it to? That is very dangerous to their health and the health of the community. Because if they had employed the services of sewage disposal tank, that sewage disposal tank will suck the sewage and transport it to a designated disposal site where it will be safely disposed and where the environment will not be harmed.
Yes,
the implication of even they are doing it, assuming they even succeeded, it's unfortunate they ended up dying. But assuming they even succeeded, part of what will happen is that they will pollute the environment. They won't move it to the appropriate places where it should be delivered. And what it ends up is that maybe they pour it to a gutter, a nearby gutter, and it will flow into our water bodies, polluting the water, polluting our food, and every other thing, and possibly bringing back diseases to man and the environment. So it's quite unfortunate that they had to employ that system, which is highly unsafe, because an average septic tank is about 9 feet. At times, it could be up to 12 feet, depending on the facility it is serving. If it is a commercial building or a complex where a lot of flats are, then there is the tendency of making the septic tank highly voluminous so as not to be having frequent disposal. So it can actually be dangerous for you to attempt to physically and manually evacuate septic tank. It is highly unsafe, very dangerous to man, very dangerous to the environment. It's unfortunate that that incident happened.
Now, there's this issue that was also raised, a suggestion that probably they used a certain type of chemical and that may have been what compounded their problems. Hello, Isaiah.
Sorry, you said I didn't get your question.
There's this suggestion that probably they had used some form of chemicals in the sewage tank and that compounded their problems. Probably it affected their breathing and things like that.
Okay, you see, I may not have got the whole story of how that incident happened. If there was at all a septic tank, the sewage disposal people that came and may have added any form of chemical, I wouldn't know what they added, but yes, there could be some chemicals that could hamper breathing and be suffocating. So it will tantamount to double tragedy if they have that kind of chemical poured into the sewage before they ventured inside it. And the further that I think all this culminates to ignorance and quackery, because there should be and there are professionals who should handle waste disposal and the evacuation of sewage. You must engage the services of environmental health practitioners. That is their training and that is what they do. So by the time you cut corners and try to do it yourself, these are part of the consequences. It's so very unfortunate that it's had to end in death because nobody, no matter what, nobody will want anybody to lose his or her life in this kind of circumstance. But that may serve for us as a warning and a lesson so that people should engage those who are trained to render services. Because anybody who is trained to render such service will not embark on it the way they did. So I don't know if do I continue?
Yes, I'm still with you.
Okay.
So
that's what we are saying.
At this point, Isaiah,
we needed the services of environmental health officers to do that job. Yes.
Thank you, Isaiah.
Because they are the people who are aware of the do's and don'ts. If you're not aware of the do's and don'ts, you may take things for granted and you compromise your.
And unfortunately, I have to let you go, Isaiah. Thank you very much for your contribution. But I'm sure that the viewer has got some takeaways, that we must follow the right protocol. We must have the experts to take care of what they are supposed to take care of and not dabbling into things we do not know. We still do sympathize with the community that has lost young people in their prime.